What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be talking about what I consider a pretty big story coming out of the LEC, or at least European League of Legends, surrounding a very big name player. Today we are going to be talking about the future of Febiven, the future of Fnatic, their mid lane situation, everything that is going on, because actually some pretty interesting news has come out. Obviously this past offseason, there was a lot of big news surrounding who the new Fnatic mid laner was going to be once Nemesis was gone. They decided to pick up Niski. They decided to pick up Febiven for Fnatic Rising, and I thought it was a good move because, yeah, people expected Niski to be solid and people expected him to be decent, but they were always like, yeah, how's he going to go? Is he going to be good coming back from NA to Europe? Is he going to perform at the level of Fnatic, and how good is Fnatic going to be? Is Niski going to be helping them get better? Is he going to be holding them back? And having just an extra veteran there in Febiven ready to go if things did sour. But now, obviously, we are a long time removed from that. Fnatic is kind of settling in more and more, and it seems like they've now made an official decision going forward. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy today's video. I'd appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out my Patreon if you want to receive extra exclusive videos every single week. With that being said, here we go, getting right into this. So I know we haven't really covered Wooloo much recently. You know, once the off seasons are over, Wooloo kind of fades away for a little bit. Then he comes back strong with the bangers when we need him the most. But he did have a pretty interesting tweet the other day that I wanted to talk about. He did say, rumor, this was July 10th. This is yesterday. I'm recording this on the 11th. I think this will probably go out the 12th. So maybe 2 days ago. He did tweet out, Febiven will not be playing for Fnatic Rising in the NLC anymore. Instead, 18-year-old mid laner Dajor, I think maybe how you pronounce it, I don't know, 25 will be starting for them. He said he doesn't know much about this guy, but he knows that he peaked 1,000 LP this season. So this is pretty big news. So first, I guess find out about this kid. I was able to pull up, you know, like his solo queue stats for EUS on op.gg, and he is rank 81 on the ladder right now. He has 964 LP, 52% win rate in solo queue. Insane Silas stats, you know, so he must be like a decent carry player. You look at his most recent games, a little bit of everything: LeBlanc, Seraphine, Ryze, Silas, Yasuo. At least in solo queue, it looks like he's playing a lot of different stuff. And again, for a kid who's 18 years old, this could be really exciting. This could be cool. And yeah, again, who knows much about him? We know he's very good at solo queue. We know he's very talented. Obviously, the competitive scene is a whole different beast, but there's not a lot of information about this guy right now. You know, you won't find him on Leaguepedia or Gamepedia or whatever. So I don't think he has much competitive history, background, whatever. So this must be someone that they're just recruiting straight out of solo queue. This must be somebody that has some connections, that they know, that they've talked to, that somebody has put in a good word for or something. But this will be very interesting. Obviously, this is what European regional leagues, this is what academy teams specifically, you know, if this is Fnatic Rising, they're like sister team, academy team, whatever. This is what they're for, and I think it'll be super cool. EU mid laners are a dime a dozen. There's so many great ones out there, and being able to develop your own young mid laner who could potentially be the next beast, that's how all of these great teams are made. You know, G2 with Perks, Fnatic with Caps back in the day, you know, Rogue with Larson now, Mad Lions with Humanoid. Like, getting one of those star mid laners, getting them early, getting them loyal, bringing them up in your system can be very good. So Fnatic is trying to do just this, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But as far as Febiven being done with Fnatic Rising, again, he took this obviously as an opportunity. I'm sure he wasn't super excited to be playing European regional leagues, and he's been kind of bouncing around for a long time. He's had a very long, crazy, historic career, and returning to Fnatic was probably really cool for him. But you know, he was only ever going to get an opportunity. He was only ever going to get a shot if Niski didn't perform, if Niski wasn't very good. And even though things didn't go well in spring for Fnatic, not many people were pointing their fingers at Niski. You know, it was a lot of Whippo inting. It was a lot of Hillisang inting. It was a lot of just overall team issues that probably bringing in a new mid laner wasn't necessarily going to fix, unless they were just absolutely cracked, absolutely insane, which, you know, Febiven has not really been that recently. We've kind of seen him bouncing around for a while. Obviously, he had that little stint in North America. He's been back with Misfits. He's been in Fnatic Rising. His stats in the NLC haven't been bad, but, you know, that's kind of what you'd expect from a guy who has been a professional player at a very high level for as long as Febiven has been. You know, he had a 6.29 KDA in the NLC Spring. A lot of good games on Control Mages and stuff, and the NLC Spring playoffs. A little bit worse, 4.28, but still not overall not terrible. You know, still some good games. Maybe not having as good or consistent games as you would like someone of his caliber, especially we're not even talking about European Masters. We're just talking NLC here, but whatever. And then in EU Master play-ins, Fnatic Rising actually didn't even make it to EU Masters. And obviously, as you can see here, Febiven had some not great games. Even a game here, he won on LeBlanc, 2.25 KDA, and then they ended up losing on Lucian. I think they got knocked out by G2 Arctic. And then so far in summer, looking pretty similar, 6.47 KDAs, having some decent stats. Fnatic Rising's actually having a decent summer again. They're a solid team. Again, they're not going to be competing for EU Masters titles or anything like that. It's not like they're dominating. But they've been solid. But this just leaves the question of what is next for Febiven. And, Wooloo talks about this more. They're saying, when is this going to be starting? Wooloo said it's going to be the week after next. So, Febiven will maybe get one more week, and then DeJour will be acclimated to the team. It sounds like he's going to be being brought in. And, they continue to ask him more questions. They said, any reasons why you would swap mid-season right before EU Masters? And Wooloo doesn't say he doesn't know. He says he can't comment on this. He says he can't talk about it. So he must have heard something. So it's just crazy. Like, what happened here? Was there a reason that this is going on? Some people are saying, does Febiven maybe have an offer with another team? Does he maybe have another opportunity lined up? Did maybe something happen? Does Febiven not want to play? Who knows exactly what's going on? But Wooloo, for whatever reason, is saying he can't comment on this. So there's going to be a lot of rumors. There's going to be a lot of speculation going around. Now, at the end of the day, we're just talking about European Regional League players. So I don't even know how much people are going to care about this or how big of a fan base Febiven even has at this point. Do people want to see him back in the LEC? Whatever. I don't necessarily know. And it's really hard to judge his skill level since we're not getting to see him even at European Masters and not in the LEC, European Regional Leagues. Again, he's looked solid. I would maybe even say he's looked good. He definitely, from what I've seen, hasn't looked amazing. He hasn't looked crazy. He hasn't looked like a guy that absolutely needs to be in the LEC. But League of Legends is weird. It's a team game. It can be really, really hard to evaluate and stuff at different levels, and that's why we see people miss on players all the time. It's really just a numbers game where you have to give people opportunities and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what is next for Febiven. Again, he's had a long, crazy career. I don't know if he's 24 or 25 years old, so it's not like, he's a freaking boomer or something like that. It's not like he needs to be done, but is an LEC offer around the corner? I don't know. That's what's crazy about Europe is there's so many good players, especially in the mid lane. So many great mid laners. There's only 10 teams. There's only 10 European mid laners. And, a lot of these teams, especially the teams at the bottom of the table, they want to bring in a young, new guy to mold for themselves. They don't want to bring in a veteran. And a lot of these top teams, they want to have better veteran mid laners than Febiven. So he's in a really, really weird spot. Now, maybe if the league expands to 12 teams in the future, but that's not coming until 2023. Is he just going to keep playing in European regional leagues? He's going to get into coaching? I don't know. But the big news coming out today, again, is that Febiven will not be playing anymore for Fnatic Rising. It is just a rumor at this point, but Wooloo has been very, very good. He's been very, very accurate as of late. And if he's tweeting stuff out, it must be pretty damn close to a done deal. But yeah, obviously Fnatic not making a change anytime soon. Right now they're sitting at 8-3. They're tied for first place in the LEC. Niski has been looking very, very good. We'll see if that continues into the playoffs. We'll see if that continues at Worlds or anything like that. I still am a little bit skeptical of Niski. We'll see exactly how it goes. But yeah, it's not like anyone's calling for Febiven to be starting in the LEC, at least for Fnatic, anytime soon. Definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video. I'd appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think's next for Febiven? Do you think he's going to get an LEC offer, a European Regional League offer? Do you think he should coach? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay updated on the latest content. Again, consider checking out, maybe pledging to my Patreon. I would appreciate it so much. Exclusive content every single week. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.